Get your money, man. Life goes
So
on.
I'm
Let's hope.
hopeful, yes I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away and be hopeful, hopeful, and he'll make a way.
Hello, my name is Vince Serrano, and this is a movie review on Coach Carter. A lot of critics say that education only helps guide a person in their life and has somewhat of an impact in their life. When I first saw Coach Carter, I was expecting to watch a typical sports movie featuring a basketball team. The team would most likely be an underdog and fight adversity and eventually win some kind of title. After experiencing the true story of Coach Carter, I learned that this was not an ordinary sports film. In fact, it taught me what an impact education has on kids. Any kind of coach or sports fan looking to be inspired would love to watch this film. Coach Carter showed that getting a good education helps shape a man's identity and that it could lead a group of troubled teenagers to college and a successful life. When Ken Carter takes over the coaching job at his alma mater in Richmond, California, the team is comprised of inner-city kids who don't go to class, make their own rules, and are losers on the basketball court as well. He makes his team sign contracts saying they all go to their classes, they sit in the front row of those classes, and they maintain a 2.3 GPA. Coach Carter believes that succeeding in the classroom will lead to succeeding in life and in basketball. The players who agree to the contract and remain on the team have to shape up their act, or they are kicked off the team. When the players don't take the contract serious, Coach Carter locks the gym and forfeits his next 2 games, even though the team is undefeated at the time. This statement proves to the community and his players that he is serious about the boys' education and following the rules. Education is always challenged in poor neighborhoods that have high crime rates. At one point in the movie, Coach Carter says, "Look to your right, now look to your left. One of you will be going to prison." He knows that in a neighborhood like Richmond, black males are more likely to end up in prison than in college. This is the reason why education is so important, and with it, it can change some teams' lives. Coaches who have problems with their players in school or who are failing could really be inspired by this film and get hints at the same time. Your personal identity is constructed over your life, and I believe that education can honestly change your entire identity, for the good or the bad. This theory is all depending on if you receive an education or not, because if you don't, it will not shape your life. Even though the movie took place in 1999, receiving a high school education was still crucial in acquiring a decent job, and that alone could shape someone's identity. Having an education and getting a good job is the difference in living paycheck to paycheck in the slums or having a good job and enjoying the life an education gives you. The education that Coach Carter and the other teachers gave these young men shaped their identities to get off the street, get into a classroom, and make a better life for themselves. Once the boys fulfill their contracts by going to class and maintaining good grades, Coach Carter unlocks the gym and allows the boys to play again. They go on to win the rest of their games and eventually are ready to play in the state tournament for the first time in the school's history. They are matched up against the best team in the state and fight hard the entire game but eventually lose on a buzzer beater shot. The boys have worked so hard the entire season, the whole community could care less if they won or lost. The ending scene shows this because as the boys walk out of the locker room after their loss, the student body, parents, and community is waiting there to cheer them on. Education changes a personal identity, but the only person who can control how it changes their identity is that person. The movie Coach Carter is a great example because it shows how education forms the life of people who receive an education. In this case, the neighborhood and school they are from are extremes compared to most areas. If education can change how these kids live, it can surely help the kids in more sophisticated areas. Coach Ken Carter took the Richmond High School basketball team and made them winners on and off the court, and the background of his plan was education. He knew what an impact it could be to these boys, and without him, the boys of that team would be nowhere. Coach Carter taught his boys that, win or lose, basketball is not the most important thing in high school. Education is. If more coaches watch this film and realize this, kids in high school receive a better education and live a more successful life. Even sportsmen who have kids should watch this movie so they can enjoy a good movie while learning a great message at the same time. Education is not a guide to a person's development, but instead can change who a person is. Thank you. You should definitely watch this movie.
Only the Heavenly Father can ease the hurt. Just let it go and keep praying on your knees in church.
Yes, I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away.